Oh, I am on there now. I wonder. Yeah, so I am on there. This is it. This is like the weirdest thing. Okay, let's see. I am actually streaming now on the YouTube. Now I got to do this. And now I can see if my everything is working. Okay. Wow, it took me a while to get online. It's not easy. It's not easy. And who knows is here. I'm live now. I finally got live on the YouTube. I can't believe it. It's like a miracle. A miracle. I got live on the YouTube. Here I am. It's me, Jackielee. The afternoon, it's 1:14. 14 minutes past the hour. My current situation is that I'm here in New Jersey. And it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. And it's 80 degrees. It's very comfortable. It's a good day to go out and do some yard work. But here I am in my living room. And I just thought I'd just fool around with the YouTube to see if I can really start streaming in here. And guess what? I am streaming. Although nobody's here. So I can just sit here and smile at the camera until I can get somebody to come in here and say hello to me. Okay. I can't play any music because, excuse me, I don't think I'm allowed to. Right? I don't think I'm allowed to unless I get my guitar and fiddle around with that. You know, maybe that'll be good. I can fiddle. Oh, look, I have one person watching. Hello. Thank you. I've been trying to get on the YouTube here for like about 20 minutes or so because I'm too stupid to know how to work this site. It's very complicated. But I think by some stroke of luck, I managed to come on. And here I am. I'm in New Jersey. It's 15 minutes past the hour, 1. And I'm hanging out. That's what I said on the introduction. Just hanging out. I just thought maybe I'd just, just talk about a few things and just see if I could maintain staying on here. And, okay, so at least someone's here. Thank you so much. You're really not allowed to play any music that's copyrighted here, right? No, so I really can't play any music, or else I would play my Comcast. Because I buy music from Comcast, so I have every venue of music that you would want. You like rap, you like contemporary, you like elevator music, you like pop tunes. Yeah, I can get it on here, but I can't play it. I'm not allowed to play it here. I don't think so. I think by the rules, you have to make sure it's copyrighted material. And I think they have a list of songs that you can play here. I'm almost sure they do. But hey, Mr. Google, yeah, I'm not going to play anything, get in trouble in here. Because I'm actually learning how to use this site. I don't know. Maybe it's easy for certain people. But I'm using XSplit, and it was a little difficult trying to get on here with XSplit. Maybe OBS might be easier to use, but I have my OBS set for Vaughn Live, which I come on Vaughn Live in the morning time about 7 o'clock. Yeah, you know the other stream site called Vaughn Live TV? Okay, that's where I'm usually at. And but now I like to come here and just hang out. Okay. So what's my current situation? Oh, let me see what I can tell you. I'm in New Jersey. I'm here in my living room. And I just finished my breakfast. I had 2 eggs sunny side up with, those potatoes that you get over there in McDonald's? You know, those little potatoes that give you like a little square potatoes? Well, I had that, but I found that in the supermarket. You can actually buy those in the supermarket, and you could put it in your microwave. Only on number 1. Do not overcook it because what'll happen, it'll just, I don't know. You have to, in order to keep the moisture in it, you have to like wrap it in a paper towel. If you wrap it in a paper towel and you put that little square of potatoes in your microwave, you just, put it on number 1. And when it comes out here, it's just like when you get it at McDonald's, just like that. And then I plopped that on top of my 2 eggs. And then I had turkey sausage. Okay, so that's really interesting, right? Like you really want to know what I had for breakfast? Well, anyway, I thought, I don't know, it's kind of still, well, it's not, it's afternoon now. But I was up at 4. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning. My God, what time were you up this morning? I don't know. Okay, so and so my current situation is that we're talking about sitting here in my living room and talking to you here on the great YouTube network. This is the best, I would say, well, not live stream, but the best site for learning things on. It's so documentary, and like it's anything you want to learn. Say you want to put your toilet in. You want to install your toilet? There'll be somebody here that'll teach you how to install your toilet. Right. You might save money and you don't have to get a plumber. I don't think I want to change my toilet. No, it's kind of a rough job, I think. Yeah. I don't know what I'll face. Although I have done it. I have changed my toilet. Your toilets seem to last a long time, but sometimes what happens where it sits on the floor, okay, there's seals around there. It's like this might be gross to talk about. What's it, anybody eating right now? I hope not. Yeah, there's a wax seal that sits on the drain pipe, the sewer pipe that your toilet sits on. And, it's like through the years, sometimes it wears out and then it starts to leak under there. So what you have to do is remove the toilet and put a new seal or buy a new toilet. Because by the time that happens, unless you install the bad toilet on a bad one, unless that happens, you might not, unless, where was my train of thought? Unless that happens, if you just put a new toilet on an old sewer pipe, I think. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. I don't know. Well, anyway, I think I screwed up. Yes. I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the right category here. People in blogs. Yeah, I think people in blogs is the right, because actually talking to friends, right? I think that's what it's all about. And if you're curious about me and saying, I can't figure out what you are, well, I'm a transgendered person. Yes, I am a transgender person. So that's, I know it could be a problem with certain people, but I think a lot of people today can understand it, and they don't care about anybody's lifestyle. Whatever your lifestyle is, I say, to live and let live, I think. I think that's how I feel about that. Okay. Let me see what else we got going. I'm just trying to think of things that we could talk about. How about job or work? Right now, I'm on a retired basis, but I could work part-time if I want. Yeah, I'm on a retired basis, and you have to find things to do when you're on a retired basis, I guess. But you can always find work. There's always like things to do around the house. You can reorganize stuff. Say, look at your closet and say, oh my God, look at this mess. What do I have to get rid of? And then go through your closet, and then whatever you want to get rid of now, because the fall weather is coming in, so you'll need a change of wardrobe, right? You'll probably want to change your wardrobe. Now's a good time to go through your closet and see what you can get rid of. What I usually do is I get a big bag, one of them plastic bags. preferably one of them white kitchen bags. You know those white kitchen bags that you put things in, the large kind. And then I'll look in the closet and I'll see what I'm not going to wear or what I wore all summer that I'll figure out I had enough wearing that, and I don't know what the styles are going to. This is the style now of the summer shirts. They're wide. They're real comfortable, and they're mostly This is it. I lowered it down for cleavage, but they usually come right across like that. Anyway. Yeah, you might not know if this is going to be in style next year, so you might want to give it away to the thrift stores. Not the actually thrift stores. I like the Goodwill. I'll put everything in a big white bag, and I'll purge everything that I don't think I'm going to wear for next season. No, for the summer. And all my summer clothes now will go to Goodwill, most of them. And this way I can start out fresh next season, next summer, if God spares. I just say always if God spares because you never know. Right. And that's it. And so I guess that's considered work, isn't it? I would be. And I don't know about you, but I have my air conditioning on and I close all the windows. But sometimes, like when the weather gets a little cooler, you might just want to open up the windows and ventilate the house, because now you might turn your heater. You know what? It's called like in Indian summer, like in September here on the East Coast, because sometimes we still have warm weather in September. But it's a good idea that you want to get everything prepared for the winter time, and maybe you'll put your heating on after, like, I'd say October, around October, and it starts to get really chilly. So now you might want to change your air conditioning. If you have HVAC, okay, HVAC, that's if you have heat and air conditioning combined in your heater system. Yeah. Usually people will have that ductwork. You have forced air coming in. You get the cold air in the summer from the air conditioning. Then it turns, and you change it over on your thermostat, and then you have the hot air come in, and you put your heater on. Usually they're gas fired, or sometimes they're oil fired. Yes. Okay. Anyway. So you might want to get prepared for that, because the fall weather will be coming in soon. Okie dokie, Smokey. My voice hurts. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a Luden's cough drop. Luden's cough drop, the best cough drops, I think, that you can buy. This particular cough drop is the licorice, but they have all different flavors. They have the honey and the cherry and a few other things. I guess if you go to your pharmacy or even go to Walmart. Walmart. I'm kind of scared about Walmart. We'll talk about that. Or any of your convenience stores. And if you see Luden's cough drop, very good for your throat. I need one now. Okay, because see, I was talking a lot this morning. I was on this morning over there at the Vaughn Live, and I had about 31 people in my room, and I was talking a lot. So I think I need this cough drop. And I'm sorry if you're going to hear it rattling around hitting my teeth. Yeah, I know it might be disturbing, but I'm just going to suck on this thing and not chomp on it, so I can get the soothing licorice and honey down my throat. It's so delicious. Thank you for joining me on this afternoon here in New Jersey. It is 28 minutes past the hour. Yes, it is. Okay, so yeah, we were talking about if you're going to do any work um, this week. And if you're like me on a retired basis, you might want to do housework. So now's a good time to look and see what you can purge out of your closets. Because now that the seasons are going to be changing, we only got 2 more weeks left for August, I think. And then Labor Day comes in. That's our next holiday, right? Our last barbecue hurrah, isn't it though? The last barbecue hurrah, Labor Day. And then everybody, well, okay, vacation time is over. Now it's time to work your ass off. Yeah, but before that, you might want to get your house prepared for the winter months or the fall months. It really doesn't get cold here on the East Coast until like October, the end of October. Usually around Halloween, it starts to get cold. Then October, then November really gets cold. And December gets even colder. And then the winter really starts. November, January. No, December, January, whatever. Okay. That's too far off to talk about. So now we were talking about work. Work would be anything you're going to do around the house. I consider that work. And right now, I think what I want to do is that I have all these here summer clothes. Okay. I don't know if I'll be wearing the same summer clothes for next season. I may not. So I might want to purge a lot of stuff that's in the closet and give it to like the Goodwill. Somebody will be able to wear it, rather than using it for rags. You ever use an old shirt for rags? It's not too convenient because of buttons and stuff on it. I don't know. I think that you have to buy rags. Yeah, I don't know if you can use. Some people do. They'll use their old clothes, an old shirt, an old pair of pants. They use it for a rag. I don't know. I don't think it's made for rags. I think not. 3 friends in here. Thank you so much for joining me on this here afternoon here. It's a beautiful day here in New Jersey. The sun is shining. The grass is growing. Oh, happy day. And here I am in my living room, finally casting here on the YouTube. I had a difficult time trying to get myself streaming because I'm not too good at technology. Okay, I'm old school. Old school people, we have a difficult time trying to figure things out. I don't know how I did it. By hook or by crook, here I am. I'm using XSplit. I think it might have been easier to use OBS, but XSplit seemed to be a little more difficult. But here I am, here on the great Google-owned YouTube. I heard Google owns YouTube, right? Because when I first signed on, I had to sign on with Google. I like Google. But, when I was reading about YouTube, it was very interesting. There were 3 guys that started YouTube in a garage. Yeah, they actually set up YouTube. The reason why, I don't know how true this is, but what I've read is that these 3 guys, they were upset because they wanted to find out some information and nobody downloaded anything that they were interested in. I don't know what they wanted to learn, but they figured, what would be a great idea? If we had a site where people can download all kinds of things like instructions and building stuff and doing things, basically, that's what they inspired to do. And that's how they set up this great YouTube site. And it got to a point where they were really doing well. And then Google stepped in. They stepped in with the big spyglass. What's these guys doing? What a great idea. Maybe we should take over this site. Let's offer them a deal they can't refuse. So they offered these guys a deal they can't refuse, and then here it is. Google owns this whole site. I like Google. They got information on everybody, right? They got a database. If you ever went on the computer and if you ever sign into any of these, it's a browser, right? So if you use their browser on any site you visited, Google knows. God forbid, did you ever go into any porn sites? Oh my God, Google knows the porn sites you're in. Just want you to know that, guys. Anyhow, Amazon. Have you ever signed up with Amazon? They want to know what sites and what things you're interested in. You might have what they call one of these. You might have Alexa. Alexa, good afternoon. Are you going to
Good afternoon to you. I hope your Monday is going well.
My Monday's going well. Thank you, Alexa. Alexa, could you tell us a joke?
How many wizards does it take to change a light bulb?
Uh-oh. Is that one?
Depends on what you want to change it into.
Oh, I get it. That's sort of like an ethnic joke, right? They used to use that with all different kind of races or nationalities. Remember they used to say, I'm Italian. I guess I can say that. Remember when they used to say how many Italians it takes to screw in a light bulb? Remember that joke, Alexa? I don't think you're allowed to use that anymore. Yeah, that would be kind of racist, right? Alexa, what's the news?
Here's your news. From Reuters TV. From Reuters TV, here are today's top stories.
Protesters grind Hong Kong's airport to a halt.
Epstein's apparent suicide has prompted outrage, investigations, and conspiracies.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
This is Reuters Now.
Mounting chaos at Hong Kong airport on Monday. Check-in for flights cancelled as protests there entered a fourth day. About 5,000 activists are occupying the arrivals hall at one of the world's busiest hubs. They want to raise awareness of the city's situation among international travellers. Police haven't said whether they will move to clear the demonstrators. But Chinese officials say signs of terrorism are emerging in the city and warn Hong Kong is approaching a critical juncture. It all ups the stakes in the city's deepest crisis in decades. And it's a huge headache for the local airline, Cathay Pacific. Shares in the firm slumped over 4% Monday. That after Beijing demanded that Cathay punish staff who attended the protests. The firm moved fast to comply. On Saturday, it suspended a pilot who was arrested while attending a protest. Cathay said it would also bar, quote, overly radical staff from crewing flights to the mainland.
The apparent suicide of disgraced money manager Jeffrey Epstein has prompted investigations and widespread indignation among lawmakers, lawyers, and Epstein's alleged victims.
Yes.
On Monday, U.S. Attorney General William Barr expressed his outrage that such a prominent prisoner would be able to take his own life while in federal custody.
Yes, I doubt it.
I was appalled.
I doubt it.
And indeed, the whole department was, and frankly, angry to learn of the MCC's failure to adequately secure this prisoner. We are now learning of serious irregularities at this facility that are deeply concerning and demand a thorough investigation.
The FBI and Department of Justice Inspector General are investigating. Citing a city official, New York Times reported on Sunday that New York City's chief medical examiner is confident Epstein died by hanging himself, but is awaiting more information before releasing her determination. That will do little to stem the flood of baseless conspiracy theories.
Yeah. I don't know. My opinion is there's so many conspiracies about it, but I can't understand why he wasn't watched. How did that slip by? I have a feeling he was silenced. My opinion is he was silenced. I don't know, but my gut feeling is that they wanted to somehow, some way. It was set up that maybe not to watch him at a certain time. Who was paid off? How it was done is amazing, but it's a federal jail, right? And you know what? The federal government can do anything. I think if he was in a state institution of some kind, correctional facility of a state that might have been more difficult. But I think because he wasn't a federal type of jail type of situation, they could manipulate things a little easier. That's what I think. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not a politician, and I'm not one that... Oh, hold on. Let me fix this. Okay. I'm not one to understand the whole realm of politics and everything, but I have a feeling that either he was silenced by murdering him somehow. Maybe they paid off some of the guards to look the other way. And whatever happened to him, we don't know. Now, there's supposed to be surveillance tape, right? But they won't show you any surveillance tape. If they did shut the tapes, the cameras down for a while, it could have happened. But, I mean, the proof would be in the surveillance tape, I would think. And then another scenario I'm thinking about, I see such a high-profile person, and he knew all the elite people that were involved in this trafficking and that, that participated in this here pedophile, whatever it was, or this prostitution ring that he had. I would think that maybe they smuggled him out of the jail and they put maybe a replacement, maybe a double or something, other than him, and then faked his suicide, and then now he's probably getting a face reconstruction, or somewhere in Argentina or Israel or wherever he is in hiding with a new life. It could be because he was a billionaire with all these connections. And if he would implement anybody, then they would have to bring them to trial. Like if he said, oh, yeah, Trump is my buddy. We did all this and we did that. Now they have to bring him into court. Or if he says, yeah, I was there with Clinton and we went over to the island and we did this, and that. Yeah, then they'd have to bring them. So these people that are elites and politics, they don't want to be implemented. The only way to do that, because once the guy's dead, he can't call anybody to trial. Although they could look at those documents and try to figure something out, who's who and what's what, but they have to have definite proof, and they have to subpoena everybody, bring them in, and then it's going to be like a lot of red tape. I mean, they're only going to subpoena Clinton and bring him in, and he'll say, well, that's not true. I didn't do this, and I went, how prove it? Yeah, well, here's the pilot. It took you to the island. Yeah, but it could have been someone that looked like me. Right, and then most of the things people are going to be disappearing. Wait and see. These key personnel that can identify, like a lot of prominent people, I bet you 2-1. I could bet you that there are going to be a lot of disappearances. I would think so. So this is an interesting scenario of all kinds of conspiracy ideas. Then again, he could have killed himself, but I don't think so, because they interviewed an inmate of the jail, and he said it's almost impossible. He says, first of all, there's no ceiling height to dangle, and he says everything is like made so that you can't tie anything to it. He says, and then when they issue you clothing, it's like paper thin, so there is no resistance. So if you try to hang yourself, there's no resistance. It'll like fall apart. So he says, I don't know. He says, I don't think. He says he was killed by some other means. Whatever means it is, we'll never know. It'll be covered up. They'll make investigations. They'll come to the conclusion that he killed himself, and then they'll just die away, because a lot of the people that are elite and in key places don't want anyone to know about if they were involved with him at all. In fact, if you notice, no politicians making any comments. It's sort of like, I don't know, I don't want to be, I don't even know what's happening. The only one who made a little bit of a comment was Trump, but he was talking about the conspiracies that are resulting. But they didn't ask Trump. Like, he didn't come out and say, yeah, well, I went golfing with that Epstein. Oh, yeah, and yeah, we went over to the islands. And no politician's ever going to talk about having anything to do with him. They're going to try and keep it on a QT, right? Wouldn't you? If you were a politician, if you had any dealings with him, anything, even if he called you up on the phone and invited you, but you didn't go, or sent you an invitation, you want anybody to know about it. You say, oh, no, I don't know this guy. Another thing, you don't want to be a friend of Clinton either, because there are 54 people associated with his administration that were killed or ended their lives and had a short lifespan or committed suicide. It's another. I'll tell you what. Politics is dirty. It's always been dirty, and everything is like they only want you to know what they want you to know. You know, the things that go on behind the scenes, we'll never know. We don't even know, even when Kennedy was assassinated, why or what was behind that. You know, and it says, oh, yeah, there's this mad guy came out and he wanted to, he was disgruntled. And there were all kinds of scenarios, but no one has come up with really the facts. Your recording has stopped. Please check that you have at least 20 MBs available space. Well, I don't really want to record, so it's okay. I don't have to record. It said, there was a note that came on. It says, hey, you want to record? No. Okay. Thank you for hanging out in here. We have one person watching. Where am I? I don't even know where I'm at here. Because sometimes you don't really get on the mainframe. So I could be just in here, just hanging out, you know, just talking to you, but not on the mainframe here. I had 3 people come in. Now I have just 1, and it's fine. Thank you. I can download my shows. I think I could and put it in here and have it available with a URL. And people can get to it if I wanted to. But I don't know. I don't have anything extra special that I really want to put here. To download. Desire Shock Zero. Who that is, thank you for being here. Okay. It takes a while to establish yourself here on the great YouTube network. So I'm just going to sit here like a bump on a log. Okay. My God. You know what? I'll hear at 2 o'clock, so I have 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes to hang out with you guys, okay? And let's see what else we could try to talk about. We did talk about the news. Sports, I don't know too much about sports. All I know is I like the Phillies. And I have a cup here. See this cup? The Phillies, a baseball team in Philadelphia, and I'm from New Jersey, South Jersey. So, that's my team. That, and I like the Mets and the Yankees, okay? Yeah, but here's the Phillies. I don't think they're going to get into the playoffs. They're not doing as well as I thought. But I love to listen to the baseball game laying in bed, like 9 o'clock. If they're playing like out of town where the time difference is, I could just like lay there in bed, listen to the ball game, and then the way they speak, the announcers speak, and it just groans on like, and there's a ball hit the left field. He's under it. He catches it, and that's the 3rd out. Like that. Yeah, 1 ball and 1 strike, and and you're listening to that to a point where it's like droning on, and then you get sleepy and you fall asleep, and then you wake up to find out who won the game, and the game's over. That's what I do. That's my sport event. And then I have the sports channel on my TV. Maybe when the hockey season comes in. I'm not into basketball as much. I don't know why. I was never into and I'm not into the soccer. A lot of people are into the soccer. I started catch on soccer, but I like the girls' soccer. I like to see the girls play. I think they won, didn't they? The national or the United States Soccer League played overseas or something, some kind of. Yeah, I think they won. But I love football. Football is fun. It's fun to bet on, and it's a rough sport and a tough sport. And my team I like is the Eagles, they're from Philadelphia. I like the Eagles, and I like the Cowboys from Texas. I think they're a good team, but I have to study to see who's the draft picks, who's the quarterbacks, who's the coaches, get an idea what the players are if you're going to bet, because there's a lot of these pools that come out where you have to bet on the football games, but if you don't know, the players, you don't know who's good or who's bad. I like the coaches. Usually the teams that have the best coaches with the best records, usually the teams that always tend to like the Cowboys, they're pretty good, and the Patriots. There's some teams that are just good because they have good managers and good coaches. Okay, so that's sports, and okay, what else is there that we can talk about? Free time? You have free time? I don't think anybody has free time anymore. You have to make time for yourself, but you have to relax. Sometimes you can overwork yourself, and then you get anxiety and stress. And I was just looking at the internet the other day, and it was saying that they find that if you have a glass of red wine, a small glass of red wine, it relieves your stress, and your anxiety, and your depression. That's what it said. They have found this ingredient. The ingredient in red wine seems to help you if you're a depressed type of person, or if you have what they call an anxiety. Like you don't. I think there's different types of anxiety. There's like an anxiety where you think, I don't know, like something's going to happen, and you feel like, or you're anxious about something, but you don't know what it is. You're just anxious about something, you don't know what it is. But anyhow, they say that wine will help settle you down. But do not get drunk, because if you start drinking wine and you get a little tipsy, you know what happens? Right, you become like, maybe if you're depressed, you'll be a crying drunk. You'll be whining and crying to find a shoulder to cry on and talking about your troubles. I think you'd be more miserable. So I think you have to really worry about how much you drink, maybe just one glass, and to see the results of it. I like red wine. I think red wine is really good. I like the Italian red wine. I like the Chianti, that kind of wine, the Cabernets, all the red wines. I think they're good. But some people don't like that bitterness to it. More people like the Chablis, which is milder, and the sweet wines. There's a lot of the wines that are a little sweeter, and they're much more pleasant to drink. But, they say if you want something that's good for you, usually never tastes that great. Anything that really is helpful for your body doesn't taste as great as something that's bad for your body. Isn't that amazing? Like candy, chocolate. Chocolate's good for you, but only dark chocolate. But the other thing, isn't that amazing how you say, well, yeah, it tastes good, this is wonderful, but it's not good for you. Then you have something like okra or something. You say, ooh, it's so slimy, but it's really good for you. Yeah, like a lot of things that you might not like. Peas. Oof, I don't like peas. They smell like feet and they taste terrible. No, they're the best things for you. Right, isn't that weird? That things that taste maybe don't smell as good or taste a little unusual, you may not like, but like things that are really bad for you taste the greatest. I don't understand that. Right. Oh, I love ice cream. It's good for you. It's cream, but there's too much cream. It puts cholesterol in your body and does this and does that, clogs your, right, makes you fat. Right, but yet it tastes so good. But yogurt, which is really good for you, like some people don't like the taste of yogurt. So, I don't know. I like the sourness of it. It's not as tasty as ice cream unless they make ice cream out of it, right? Yeah. It's odd that if you took a list of what tastes great but is bad for you, and what tastes awful but is just great for you, wonderful for you. Okay? I don't know. I don't understand it. A little caffeine in your system, what does it do? It gets you moving and grooving. That's what I say. We have about 7 or 8 minutes left here, 53 minutes past the hour. And thank you for joining me here on this great YouTube network. I had a few shows in here, but this one is kind of interesting, I think. Yeah, and because I'm trying to grope for things to talk about. And I had 3 friends in here, and then now I have 1, but that's fine. Thank you. At least I have somebody to talk to. Yeah, at least I have you to talk to. Thank you. Movies. That's another subject, movies. Well, I haven't seen any movies. You know where I spend most of my time? I don't go to movies that much because I don't really have the time to go to movies. But now's a good time to go to movies, but in the, like matinees, in the afternoon, when it's not crowded with dates or crazy people like on a Friday night that talk to the screen. You know, it's dangerous. And like movies could be dangerous anymore. But I like in the afternoon, there's hardly anybody in the movie theaters. You can go there, catch a matinee, catch a movie that you like, 2-3 hours, and you're out of there. It's good entertainment because you're in this dark tube with the sound blasting on your head. And you feel like you're actually inside the movie. It's amazing. They can never duplicate that. Yeah, your TV, I don't care how big the screen is, and I don't care how much you look at the computer, you can never get that feeling of like a movie house. It's dark, it's popcorn, it's blasting speakers, and you're in this tube. Looks like you're in a tube because you notice all the movie theaters look the same anymore. When years ago you walked into a movie theater, it was a theater. It was beautiful. It had chandeliers, had red carpets, it had a balcony. Oh yeah, and you had the usher take you to your seat. Right? It was like a spectacular going to a movie. But now it's so cold. You're just going into a tube. You go into a theater and there's like 5 movies playing, and there's some pimply kid taking your ticket. Right. Tells you what. Okay, you want to see The Lion King? Yeah, okay. Well, that's theater number 4. Go down this hall. It'll be on your right. Yeah, you walk down the hall. You hear all these movies going on. Then you walk into theater number 4, and there it is, The Lion King. So, yeah. So I think movies that tend to change a lot nowadays. Going to the movies. Yeah. Also, a gigantic television, one of these big 60-inchers, and then you buy the DVD. The DVD, right? Yeah, I haven't seen a DVD. I think in about a year. I haven't really seen any DVDs or any new movies. There was a few movies I really wanted to see because after a while, once it's in the theater, if it doesn't do that great, it doesn't remain there that long, and then it goes on a DVD. And then you can rent it or go to Netflix and get the movie. I don't know if you can get first-run movies out of Netflix. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can buy The Lion King right now, the new sequel. I think maybe you would have to, wait until it comes out of the theaters. So once it goes out of theaters, I think you can get it to watch it on Netflix, or if you have one of those vending, what they call DVD vending machines. You ever see that? I've seen it, but I've never used it. Where you could now, instead of going like to Blockbusters, that was years ago. Blockbusters, you went in there and they had the VHS tapes all over the place there. Then they started making the DVDs, but that was short-lived. as soon as like Netflix came into existence and people were getting DVDs cheap enough, okay, now nobody wanted to rent that stuff. So, Blockbusters went out of business, and it's not, now they figured a way to make it easier, and they put everything in a vending machine. It's like buying a chocolate bar now, except you got to bring it back, right? In fact, they do have chocolate bar. Thanks, that reminded me. I have dark chocolate in the refrigerator. I bought it $3. Yeah, I'm going to have that later. I love chocolate, but only dark chocolate. Okay, I'm jumping to different subjects here, right? We were talking about the movies, yeah. So, yeah, the thing is now, if you have one of them big TVs, who wants to go to the movies? You pop some popcorn or get some popcorn, sit there with the family, make sure it's not one of those sexy movies that the kids can't watch. You know what I'm saying? You have to check the code. Because they're movies now, but the kids know everything. Kids don't care anymore. In fact, they're probably boring to them. So anyway, you put a nice movie on and you're just relaxed in your home and you don't have to hear people talking to the screen. There are certain people that talk to the screen and they're scary. And if you tell them to shut up, they might come and knife you. The way it is today. Right. I went to a movie one time on a Friday night. I'll never do that again. There's a whole bunch of people in there. And one time an action movie that I was seeing, and they were all talking to the screen. They were talking to the hero of the screen. Watch it, he's behind you. Don't get in that car, it's going to blow up. Yeah, watch this. And I said, what the hell are you talking? It's a movie. Keep quiet. Let me enjoy the movie. No, so you be careful about these people that talk to the screen. And if you try to say something to them, they might say, what you mean, boy? I'll cut you. Cut you, man. Yeah, they'll cut you, man. Just be careful out there. Okay. All right, we're hanging out. It's almost time for me to leave. I got one more minute. I want to thank you all for who's here, my one person. I don't know, people can watch this without signing in? I guess you can, huh? Because I've noticed that. I watch a few of my friends here, and I don't have to sign in, but I can watch them, so that's good. I hope that's true. Anyway, I don't know where I'm at here. I'll look for myself if I can find myself, but I don't think I made any mainframe. I don't think I made the mainframe. Nope. Okay, but anyway, thank you, Mr. Google, and thank you, YouTube, and thank you, my one person in here. And I'll see you. Well, I'll try this again maybe tomorrow. Maybe in the afternoon. If not, in the evening. We'll have like what they call a dinner conversation. And I'll talk about what I'm having for dinner. And we'll kick it around like we're at the dinner table. Okay? All right? Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye.